Summer is approaching and you want to get in shape so you can confidently walk along the beach, while everyone is staring at you. So, should you build muscle or tone? First, you must know the characteristics of each route. What is muscle building? Regular muscle building is when you work out, so you inevitably put on more muscle mass and look bigger. You often train with moderately weighted weights to increase the burn of your muscles, and so you can increase time under tension, so you create the most micro tears and build muscle. Most of the time you consume high protein in your diet to increase your muscle gains. But some people take different approaches to working out. For example, some people bulk, which I've made a comparison video on, but bulking is unhealthier, and your diet is solely based on ultra-processed, calorie-dense foods to maximize the weight you gain. If you want to learn more about that, watch my comparison vid after this one. What is toning? Toning is also when you work out, but you avoid getting bigger and bulky. You rather want to be leaner and more defined, so the shape of your muscles show more, meaning you must have a lower body fat percentage. But you can have a low body fat percentage and still be big. In this case, you either train with heavier weights, do some cardio, or cut down on the protein you consume and increase your healthy fat intake. Also cut down on the carbohydrates you consume, but that is only for if you have a low body fat percentage and you're trying to get leaner. Anyway, you train normally with moderately weighted weights, and to get even leaner you can target the muscle fibers with the smaller cross-section by using heavier weights. You can be lean and defined and still be strong, or you can be big and bulky and be even stronger. Maybe you prefer looking bulky than lean, or maybe you're trying to impress someone by being lean. Here are the pros and cons of these popular routes. The pros of muscle building: you will look bigger and bulkier, you have the potential to get relatively stronger than toning. You can in most cases exert more force on others, which can be useful in physical sports like rugby. The pros of toning: you look more defined, the shape of your muscles becomes more visible. You generally have more agility, which can be beneficial in explosive sports like basketball. You can still be strong, you generally have more stamina. The cons of muscle building: you typically have less agility, you aren't always necessarily strong, you generally have less stamina. The cons of toning: you generally exert less force, you don't have as much potential to get as strong as people with more muscle mass. Here is the reasoning behind muscle building. It is arguably the most popular topic in the fitness industry, so most people want to get big because they prefer it that way. Maybe they want to look intimidating and it makes them feel more confident, or they are very skinny and they want to get bigger. If they play highly physically demanding sports, like rugby, more muscle mass would help them to exert more force on their opponents, through their weight and strength. Or perhaps they're competing in a muscle building show and need to get big with a low body fat percentage, which also falls into the toning category. The reasoning behind toning: many people also want to tone because they look more defined and lean. They probably want all the eyes when at the beach. Other than that, maybe they require a high strength-to-mass ratio to be more explosive and have more agility in such sports as basketball. And because they're mainly training for strength, they may get toned without realizing it. Some people are confident when they look lean, and maybe they like having more mobility and stamina. Although people with more muscle mass can also build more stamina and agility, they will get leaner, or if they don't, they won't have as much potential to gain more stamina and agility. On the other hand, some people feel healthier when they are lean. Choose the path that aligns with your goals. It's your preference. For example, sports, as I've mentioned, can affect your choice. Overall, it's about which path you feel the most comfortable in when you achieve it. Is your goal to fit in those clothes? Then tone. Are you trying to fill the t-shirt? Then build muscle. But make sure that if you pick the muscle building route, you do regular muscle building rather than bulk. So, here's an example of workout structures for either route. First, for muscle building, you could train thrice a week, doing compound exercises, including at home or at the gym. And you would do at least 6 sets per muscle group each session, using weights that would give you at least 12 reps. As opposed to toning, since you would be training with heavy weights, you could train twice a week, doing at least 6 sets per muscle group, and using weights that would give you around 6 reps. Now, here's an example of the diet. For muscle building, you would consume high animal protein, and consume medium to high carbs to put on extra mass. For toning, you would also consume high protein, generally 1.6 times your body weight in kilograms, and that value would be how much protein you should consume daily, and this applies to muscle building too. Lastly, bulking would be the same training as muscle building, just that you would consume more calorie-dense food items like fats food, empty calories and high-calorie shakes with foods like ice cream. You would still aim to consume high protein though. If you're struggling to build a workout plan, read my article guide on how to build an effective workout plan. And if you don't want to build a workout plan, follow the one I reaped gains from. And if this video gave you fair knowledge of each route, subscribe for more.